Hi YouTube. So today I'm going to show you how I make my chili. In a pot right here I am sauteing some ground turkey, about a half a cup of onion chopped up, and a whole bell pepper. So that is what I am sauteing in this pot in a little bit of olive oil. So I just diced up the onion and the tomato, put it into this pot, sauteed it, let the onions get translucent and make sure that the bell pepper has gotten soft. And then I added the ground turkey, which is browning very nicely. And I'm going to show you the rest of the ingredients while that finishes up. I have my kidney beans. I have my tomatoes, which is specially made for chili, so I really like that. I have my diced tomatoes with also green pepper and onion, tomato sauce, chili powder, ground cumin, garlic powder, which I also put in with the bell pepper and the onion and the ground turkey. Cayenne pepper, which I only use about a pinch of that. This is my onion powder because I thought I didn't have an onion in the refrigerator, so I actually won't be using that. I also use a little bit of this Miss Dash tomato basil garlic, just a little bit to give the meat a little bit more flavor. Oregano leaves, dried oregano leaves, basil leaves, and I also use a little bit of crushed red pepper. Okay, so right now I am going to finish stirring this up. This is browning very nicely. Okay, so now you can see it. This is browned very nicely. So this is actually done. So now, turn this down a little. So this is how it looks when it is, when it's done. So this is done now. The bell pepper, the onion, and the ground turkey is done cooking. And this took about 15 minutes, I think. So now I am going to add in my tomato sauce with chili. I'm going to add in 2 cans of those. And right now I'm just going to add in 1 can of my green pepper and onion tomatoes. And I'm going to add my tomato sauce. I'm going to add this in, and then I will come back and let you know how it looks. Hi guys, so I'm back. So I have added in my 2 cans of the Hunt's seasoned diced tomato sauce for chili. I've added 2 cans of that. I also added in 1 can of the diced tomatoes with green peppers and onions. And just trying to let you know everything that I've added. And I've also added in the Hunt's tomato sauce, basil, garlic, and oregano. So that is what is in the pan right now, in the pot right now. And I'm just going to let this hang out for a little bit before, just to see how much it reduces. If it doesn't reduce that much, then I won't add in my other can of the diced tomatoes. Now I'm going to add a little bit of my seasoning. I'm going to add in some chili powder. And I've noticed that when I make my chili, it might look a little loose, like it's not thick enough. But I don't know if it's just me, but when I always add my chili powder always gives it that thickening. I don't know, it always makes it chili. I know that might sound crazy, but it does. Okay, so I'm going to add a good amount of, actually I'm going to take the top off this, of my chili powder. Okay, that was probably about 3 tablespoons, I think, of chili powder. And I'm going to just stir this up now. Now it's starting to look like chili. Might not need those other cans. Just all depends. It all depends. I'm gonna add a little more. Probably about another few tablespoons. I did not measure, so I can't tell you how much that was. So stir that up really good. Okay. So now after that, I'm going to add a little bit of my Mrs. Dash tomato basil garlic. Not too much of this. Give it a little bit more flavor. I love Miss Dash. I actually use Miss Dash in my other recipes, and I don't use salt. My husband always says, how do you make your food taste so good and you don't use salt? My mother didn't raise me to cook my food using salt, so I've learned how to use a lot of other different spices. So I'm going to just let this hang out for a minute, let the tomato sauce and tomatoes and everything just kind of hang out and get acquainted, and I will be back to let you guys see how it's doing after it hangs out for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I will let you know, and at that time I will let you know when it is time to add the kidney beans. Okay, see you in a few. Hi guys, so I'm back. So this has hung out for a little while. So far we have the bell pepper, the onion, the ground turkey. We have the chili ready Hunt's tomato sauce and tomatoes. And we have the diced tomatoes with green pepper and onion. And we also have the Hunt's tomato sauce with basil and garlic. Oh, and oregano. So far I have seasoned it with some chili powder, some Mrs. Dash tomato basil garlic. I have also added in some ground cumin, and I have added in some ground cayenne red pepper. I did add a little bit more garlic powder and onion powder and some oregano leaves, just because I felt that it just was not tasting up to par. So I did add those in. And now I have drained my kidney beans. And this is 2 cans of kidney beans. These are the dark red kidney beans. So I'm going to add these in. And give it a stir. And so after I add this in, I'm just going to just keep an eye on it and let it hang out for about another 30 minutes, I think, just until the kidney beans are tender, and then it'll be ready to serve. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is pretty much everything. This is pretty much everything that I do to make my chili. It's not nothing fancy, you know. I don't use any secret ingredient. These are all the ingredients that I do. And it's fairly easy. My family really likes it. The thing that I sometimes do that I'm not doing today is actually I make it in a crock pot. Just because I'm kind of short on time, I'm not making it in the crock pot today. I'm making it on the stove. But I am going to let it simmer before I serve it. And actually I'm going to serve it later tonight at church, so it will have time to sit before it is served. I kind of sped this process up just to make sure that all the ingredients were done, and then I will put it in the crock pot just to keep warm until we are ready to serve it at church. So yeah, but that's pretty much my recipe. Just let it hang out, let the seasoning, let all the seasons just blend together and just become very good. I would just say maybe you might want to add a little bit, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper to taste, but that's up to you. But that's just my basic recipe for chili. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye and enjoy.